Hello, Kruger Middle School Social Studies students. I am going to talk to you about a primary source today. This is a book called Girl Graduate from 1922. It actually belonged to my great aunt Opal, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about it. So, without further ado, I'm really bad at this timing stuff. The cover of this book is a really thin, soft leather. You can see that it's in pretty rough shape. So I try not to touch it too much because it's very fragile and it's very old. And there are a ton of pages inside of it. So the cover is basically fallen off at this point. This is the copyright date. So you can see that it's actually the copyright's a little bit older. So it's from 1917. Kind of a flowery style, which you'll see throughout. This is the title page. So you can see a little bit more about it. It's kind of a scrapbook. So rather than having a yearbook, although I think she had a yearbook as well, they had scrapbooks where they kept all the mementos from their senior year. Then this is part of the table of contents. You can see the kinds of things that people were doing back then. It's kind of interesting. Again, you can see that flowery theme. Obviously, this is aimed at a very stereotypical idea of what girls like. This is actually my aunt when she was in high school. I have a lot of pictures of her in college and obviously after that, but very few pictures of her when she was in high school. So it's kind of cool to see this. When I knew her, of course, she was a very, very old lady, but it's kind of cool to see her young and having a good time with her friends and enjoying life. This is a list of everybody in her senior class. So when you go to high school and you see how many people are in your class, maybe think back to this and think about how small her school must have been. Can you imagine only having this many people in your class, like your entire grade level? This is some of the stuff that's inside of the book. So you can see that she attached a lot of items sort of to help her remember her senior year. Lots of dried flowers and party favors and things like that. So that's one of the reasons that the covers come off, because the book itself is very bulky. These are some dried flowers that they don't look very good anymore, but I'm sure they were really pretty when she first put them in. Calling cards. We actually had these when I was a senior in high school in the late 80s or the mid 80s. So apparently they're still around. Everybody had a card and you would exchange them with your fellow graduating seniors. So she's done that. She's got all of her friends' cards in here. She's got several pages of these, but I just picked one. Then lots and lots of programs from concerts and plays and stuff like that. So she obviously went to a lot of performances. This is some more stuff that she's put inside. They had what are called dance cards. So you would go to a dance and you would sign up to dance the first dance, the second dance, the third, the fourth, the fifth. And she would save all of these dance cards. So she had them taped or actually glued inside of her book here. I think that's kind of a cool custom. What I really like, though, is a lot of the dance cards had tiny little pencils attached to them so that you had a pencil right there if you wanted someone to sign up on your dance card. So I think that's really cool. But I can't imagine that nowadays. Anyway, I just think that's really neat. And also some sort of party favors from different seasonal events. So you've got St. Patrick's Day on there and Christmas and some other holidays that they celebrated. These are some photos of my aunt and her friends, and I kind of like how she's just sort of cut them out and then just kind of scattered them around the pages. She's got lots and lots of pages of these, so you can kind of see a little bit about how people dressed, what kinds of things they were doing. Again, it's such a small group of people because she lived in a small town that you see a lot of the same faces over and over again. There's some more. She's cut out a heart shape. She had lots of boyfriends when she was in high school, so I'm not surprised to see different guys in here with hearts cut out and stuff like that. Okay, so maybe get a last look at these people. And then I want you to think about what primary sources you have in your home or from your family that tell you a little bit about your family's history. This might be a good time when you're stuck at home for you to have some conversations with the people there and ask them about your family history.